Everyone loves a good 2x1, and here on my building channel I have made many, but with the recent patch to offset bunkers on PC, making some of them unreliable and complicated to build, I've come up with an alternate solution. Introducing the Carver, a cutting edge base, guaranteed to slice up your server this Christmas, and spearhead any raids in the new year. This 2x1 is a cut above the rest, but that's enough of these blunt puns. Let's dissect it in the tour, and take a stab at building it. Welcome to the tour of the Carver. First we're going to check out the upkeep of the external TCs. These are bunkered, which make them a bit stronger, especially early game, where you don't have the BPs to craft garage doors and windows, and on the right we even have space for a battery. This base only needs 2 externals, both of which have the same upkeep. Next, jumping into the gatehouses, you'll see that we have particular peaks on the left and right, which give you angles around the back of the furnace wall. Opening these 2 doors also acts as an airlock. To cover the compound, each of the 2 gatehouses have turrets on the top, protected by a double chain link. And before you ask, no, this wasn't patched last force wipe. Right next to our gatehouses we have a respawn for each player, that feature more peaks looking out and around the compound. These triangles at half height give you really tight angles and make it more difficult for raiders to hit you. Making your way around the compound, you see the furnaces block entry for any raiders if they destroy compound walls, and there are more peaks like this looking behind the furnace. Base benefits from 2 entrances, one on either side. Here you find yet another respawn point, with more peaks that look straight at the gatehouse door, so it's dead easy to defend if any raiders try to push through. Notice that there's a cheeky shotgun trap next to each furnace wall retake, killing any raiders if they destroy this compound wall. The rest of the compound is exactly the same as the other side, with more respawns and peaks into the furnace wall. In the other entrance you'll see we have another respawn, which means you have 6 beds in the compound in total, and down here we also have space for an oil refinery. Enter the base itself through this jump up. On the way through we have a ladder hatch up and down from the shooting floor, a must have for raid defense and to loot any bodies in and around your compound. Go through the armored door to enter the second floor. You'll see the entrance is mirrored on the other side, where instead of an oil refinery we have mixing tables. On the second floor we also have space for electric furnaces. If you're on console these can be swapped out for normal ones. And as for storage, we have 2 loot rooms on this floor. If you have the Frontier DLC, you can pack these with barrels. To increase early game loot space, you also have this loot room down below. Now you see here that I've bunkered the core with some stairs. Some of you might love this bunker and some of you might hate it. And don't worry, I've tested that you can't get pushed through the gap. But honestly it's really easy to build and doesn't affect the base at all, so you can leave it out if you want to. To open the bunker, just spawn in the core and destroy this twig triangle running up the stairs. An obvious downside to this is that you lose 2 large boxes in the core. Now with offset bunkers gone, we don't have much choice. But like I said before, if you don't like it, you can leave it out. You won't have to change anything about the design. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments. And here we have the upkeep of the main TC, in which you can fit over 2 days of materials in. There's also space down here for your workbench, bags and furnaces. To get back up to the second floor, we'll use a furnace. To get out to the third floor, use the chute on either side. Each is a retake back onto the shooting floor, so if raiders get in there, it's easy to win back the raid. Up on the third floor, we have space for a couple of beds, a level 2 workbench and a locker. Use a double door on either side to access the shooting floor. Here we have some very easy to build peaks that cover the entirety of the compound, leaving no blind spots around your base. The shooting floor is also protected by 2 turrets. These aren't mandatory, but if you've got some extras lying around, why not? Here we have even more peaks looking in and around the gatehouse and furnace wall, using the half-height windows for extra angles. And if any raiders get through your gatehouse, you can chuck a grenade through this slot. Because of the slanted roof honeycomb, it slides down easily. Climbing up the triangle roof, we have even more angles in and around the compound, along with some great faraway peaks and retakes onto the roof. Here you'll see that the 2 turrets cover the entirety of the shooting floor, which is partitioned by the chain link gates. And here's the best thing about this base. Placing your triangle roof here will open one of the 2 bunkers, with 4 large boxes hiding behind. Putting them on the third floor separates them from the core, which in turn increases the raid cost. The thing I like most about these bunkers is they cost nothing to seal and only need about 25 wood to open. To access the roof, go back over to one of the chutes, which have even more retakes on the way up. You can also use this door to retake your roof or shoot down heli. while having plenty of space here to store a mini copter. The roof itself is quite a simple design, with space for up to 4 turrets covering every angle, but honestly 2 is enough if you can't get 4. Some of you might be thinking, oh, where's the mountain roof? Well, I had to cut costs somewhere, and as you have a full shooting floor and compound, that's more than you'll ever need to defend this base. On the SAM sites are protected from being bowed out by these roofs. It may look kinda goofy, but you know, function over form. And before getting onto the costs, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if it's not quite to your liking, go and join my Discord now, where you can get your very own base, custom made exactly to your requirements. I'll even include a full base tutorial, so you can easily learn how to build it. And because it will be unique to you, no one else will know the layout. Go click the link in the description to get yours now. Next on screen you'll see the build cost, upkeep and footprint of the base, which I think you'll find pretty decent considering the features that it offers. Commence the build by placing down 2 squares to form your 2x1. Surround it with walls and leave space for a door. You can use single doors if you like, but for maximum raid cost mobility, I recommend using double doors. After sealing in the roof, place down your TC in this corner. And of course remember to lock it, otherwise your externals will be useless. Of course I'm building everything in its final build material, but you can upgrade whenever you like. After that we can add the airlock. Again you can use a single door here, but if you want to change it to a garage door later, leave the frame wood so you can machete it out. Although for the next step, it's very important that this frame is the same material as the wall in front of you, and it must be rotated correctly to form this thick edge on the corner. As you won't have HGRN right now, this is what it looks like when upgraded to stone. This technique is very important in this build to cover gaps caused by the wall stacking, which is required for the bunkers to work. Now on this side, build a jump up with a frame above to fortify the bunker. Again you'll need a double door frame here, rotated correctly to cover the gaps. After adding the door and the furnace, we need to wall stack the base. So first place a twig triangle here, then build out by 8 squares. After the 8th square, place another triangle. The build out would look like this, so you still have building privilege to destroy the foundations. You need to build back in stages. So remove 3 squares, build back with triangles, remove the pieces behind you, then repeat. Doing it this way means that you won't have to melee any twig foundations. And when you get to this point, place a square. It should be upgraded to at least metal at this point to prevent soft siding. Then place a wall on the foundation and you shouldn't have any gaps in the sides. If you do, then you rotated the wall frames incorrectly. At the moment, this square isn't attached to anything and will decay unless you follow the next step. So now finish the entrance to the base with a half wall on the right and a full wall on the left, making sure that the soft side is facing away from you. We'll leave it stone and upgrade it later. Then place a triangle and a door. To temporarily connect the square to the base, build a wall here and 2 walls here. And then another one to the left. Then put a double door on it. To temporarily connect the square that we just wall stacked, place a wood triangle, then a wood roof. It's a little known fact that triangle roofs reconnect wall stacked parts of the bases. It's true that at this point someone could destroy it, making part of the base decay, but as almost no one will know what the hell it's for, you should be perfectly safe. And with the door closed, there are no exposed soft sides. When you've gathered some more resources and are ready to build an external, we can melee out this triangle with just a machete. In my mind this is better for progression, as you most probably won't have the resources to build an external right now. To get the bunker working, next you want to place a half-height triangle here, upgrading it to stone. This will form the shelf above some mixing tables later. To build the bunker, you need to remove the furnace, build a triangle floor here, one inside the core, and then a triangle stairs on top. You can upgrade them to armoured or metal. It's very important not to upgrade the triangle in the jump up, otherwise the bunker will be stuck there forever. So every time you build the bunker, remove this triangle so you don't upgrade it by mistake. Now we're going to build a loot room on this side and we'll stack the base again. But this time we're going to add the external straight away, so make sure you have enough resources to do so. After building a shelf, seal in these 2 parts of the ceiling, upgrade this wall frame to the same material as the wall and rotate it. This will cover any gaps as mentioned before. Then do the same on this side. For the next step, we're going to wall stack the base again, in exactly the same way as we did before. So build a triangle, then 8 squares. Then put another triangle on the end, and remove the build up gradually, building back with the triangles. Again, this square should be upgraded to metal or FGRN if you can afford it. Place a wall in front to seal the loot room. You shouldn't have any gaps in the sides. To connect this wall stack square to an external, build another square, 2 triangles, then 4 twig triangles, a square, and then the external TC housing. In this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to build a basic external, but really you should be building the bunkered ones as seen in the tour, for which I have a separate tutorial in the description. I didn't include them here, as you definitely need to spend a few minutes on a build server learning how to build the bunkered ones. Now we can connect the external to the base. Build a single door frame here, upgrading it to metal, then connect it with frames. In the event that your main TC gets raided and you need to replace it, you'll have to disconnect both externals using this mechanism. After you've replaced your main TC, just reconnect the frames. Now that's done, we can go ahead and fortify the base a bit more. So build honeycomb around the front and the back. As a temporary entrance, we can use a twig triangle and roof. On these triangle honeycomb pieces, build a single door on the right and a double door frame on the left. Eventually our furnaces will go here. Seal it in with a roof and a door. Now do the same on the other side. Place 2 square ceilings, and then we'll build the loot room and jump up on this side. So build a wall on the left, and then 2 walls here. Then on the right, build a half wall and a window for the retake. Place a full wall here with a soft side facing you, and then a triangle for the jump up. Remember to add this frame, which will give stability to parts of the shooting floor. For the loot room, make sure to place these triangles correctly, with a gap at the back and to the left. To seal the gap on the left, place a wall frame here, upgrading it to the same material as the wall, then place your shelves. After placing doors in the starter, we can finish this loot room down here. Place another triangle shelf, then a furnace for the jump up and a garage door. Use the jump up to get up to the next floor. Complete the roof exit like so to make it more difficult for anyone to go deep. This full wall will prevent anyone from looting the boxes in the loot room below until we can finish the 3rd floor, but I recommend not putting boxes on the top shelf for now. Now we can complete the other loot room by soft siding this wood triangle and finish the ceiling in the same way as we did the other one. But of course, without that triangle roof, this section is not connected to a TC yet, which we'll do in a minute. Upgrade this wall and rotate it to cover this gap. Then finish the loot room with a wall frame to cover this one and your triangle shelves. Now finish this roof exit in the same way as you did with the other one. And at this point the base should look like this. And then without wasting much time, we'll build the external TC for this side, in exactly the same way as we did before. Some of you might complain that it's too early to build externals, but I'm sure after a busy wipe day, you're planning to go offline pretty soon. So obviously they'll prevent your base from getting griefed, so you won't have to wake up tomorrow and start again from scratch. prevent these squares from getting soft-sided, I highly recommend building the compound bedrooms now. Just build a window on either side and seal with a door, embrasures and a ceiling. Now do the same again on the other side of the base. At this point your base will look like this, and it should be safe for you to go offline and get some sleep. For this next step, we're going to extend the door path of the base and add some great early game defense. After building the 5 triangles, build 2 walls here, making sure the soft side faces you. If you don't have garage doors yet, you'll have to build this jump up later. And if you don't have the triangle ladder hatch, you have to place a wood floor here and melee it out when you do. Place a double door frame, then a wall on top. For the right hand side, place a double door frame, making sure that it's metal with a wall on top. Place 2 ceilings and a wall to seal in the furnaces. You could place another door with a frame here if you'd like, but it's not necessary. After that, build a single door on either side, making sure they're also upgraded to metal. This will seal any gaps caused by the wall stack shell. And in the middle, put the wall frame with a double door. After sealing up the roof, we're going to build a compound bedroom here. So place a square and 2 triangles. Then build your wall frames. Walls at the back with a single door frame in the middle for a vending machine. If you don't have the materials for a vending machine yet, seal it with a wall. We could put a vending machine on the roof instead. But if you're on console, you'll have to place it here, otherwise it'll be useless because you don't have drones yet. After building half-height triangles, seal this part in with windows and embrasures. Now the entrance to the base will look like this. Rewind the video and repeat this step on the other side. Now we're going to add some honeycomb to the base. So next to the compound respawn, place 2 twig triangles, a square, remove these pieces and upgrade these 2 triangles to metal. Place a full wall here with a ceiling and another wall at the front. We'll build this part now to protect the entrance to the base. So place a square and 2 triangles, then a window and a wall frame here. Remember the chain link gate and embrasure. Remove all the twig pieces and the window will hang in place. Then repeat this step on this side of the base. Now when you've done that, repeat this on the opposite side of the base. To secure the base even more, complete the 3rd floor. Put a wall frame and a door on either side. Then build your ceiling, and then the bunkered loot rooms. Place a wall here, then 2 triangle floors, making sure you have these gaps. Seal in the gap on the left with a wall frame, and then place your triangle floors. When placing the boxes, make sure that they're not too close to the opening bunker wall. But for now you can't really use the bunkers until the shooting floor is finished. So if you're desperate for loot space, don't seal the boxes in yet. Do it later. Then you can still use them as normal loot rooms. Repeat this step on the other side in exactly the same way. Remembering to not place the boxes too close to the bunker wall. Now to expand the roof exits. So place a window here with a half wall on the left, a triangle floor, and then your door. If you're worried about the door getting soft-sided, we'll protect it with the helicopter garage as I show in a minute. Now do the same on the other side. And now we can seal in the top of the bunkers. Now you should just simply be able to place a square floor here, making sure that it attaches to the triangle and not the wall. But if you can't, then you have to open the bunker first, like so. And then place your square floor. Then do the same on this side. Like I just said, if you want to protect the single doors from being soft-sided, you can seal it in with the helicopter garage. Just remember to put your vending machine in one of these full walls if you haven't put it in the compound bedrooms. Next we can start building the compound. For the gatehouses, place a window here, and a triangle here with another window, a single door at the back, and another window here. Place down your windows and braziers and doors, making sure that the doors open correctly to create the airlock. Then build half walls at the front, triangles above for the turret pod, and then seal it in. Going outside, we can build our Rusticated peaks with another foundation, a half wall and a triangle, then jump on top and place your frames in chain link. You must place a chain link now, otherwise when you place the barricades on top of the gatehouse, it might prevent you from placing the chain link later. And do the same for the other side. And we'll place our turrets later, so don't worry about that right now. Remember this wood triangle on top, which protects the turrets from above. And the gatehouse is done. Repeat this step on the other side of the base in exactly the same way, so you have 2 gatehouses. Now for placing the furnaces. To make this easier, place a twig triangle here, then line the furnace up equally between the gatehouse and the metal triangle on your right. If the furnace isn't placed correctly, you might have trouble placing the compound walls. Now pull the furnace back and go as high as possible, then bring it down ever so slightly so you can guide it in smoothly. Without moving your mouse, move in as far as possible. Now we can seal in this section with walls. For this first one, make sure it's tucked in as close as possible to the furnace and the gatehouse to prevent any gaps. Join the second wall to the first one and raise it up slightly to cover any gaps to the right. Then repeat this step again on the other 3 sides of the base. And always remember to line the furnace up correctly, otherwise you might have trouble placing the compound walls. If you are having trouble, just seal it with 3 walls, it's not the end of the world. When you've done that, we're going to put twig here so we can place our barricades. Make sure that they're quite close to the compound walls to prevent anyone from getting in. Then do the same above the gatehouses. Place 2 twig squares and then 2 barricades like so. When completed, your compound should look like this. And when you're ready, add these finishing touches. Place a turret in each corner, divided by a low wall. Peek over the low walls to refill the turrets. Next, place triangles here for the compound bedroom peaks. And build wall frame. On these sections, you want to place a shotgun trap as low as possible on this foundation and a concrete barricade here. Next, we're going to honeycomb the second floor. On this side, place a half wall and a window with a horizontal barricade. Then put a stove frame here, a full wall, and place a floor on top. Because the base is wall stacked, we can place a floor inside a frame. This will cover any gaps. Now do the same for this side of the base. Repeat this step again on all 4 sides and the base will look like this. For the center part here, place a half wall on either side, and jump on top and place 2 frames. Then place a low wall on each half wall, and then this triangle floor for opening the bunker. It's very important to place this before the roof piece that we're going to do now. Now jump up and place 3 wall frames here. Place another on either side. And attach 2 more triangles to the center one. Put a half wall at the front. Then place your windows. Before building the triangle roof piece, place a twig square here. Jump up, build the ceiling, then a twig half wall and a stone low wall. Remove the half wall and the low wall will stay in place. Then change out the twig square for a triangle roof. Upgrade it to one of the new skins to use the grenade gap. If you don't have any, wait to the end of the video and I'll show you a way around that. Now we can open the bunker by placing a triangle roof here. Now this is very important. Before moving on to the next step, you must place a triangle frame in each jump up like so. I should have built this before, but I forgot. This will add stability to the shooting floor roof. Now place a window frame here. And do the same for the other side. And you can complete the ceiling. When completed, this section of the base will look like this. Repeat these steps on the opposite side so the base is symmetrical. And when you've done that, complete this section in the middle. Build 3 wall frames and attach a square floor to the middle, but you won't be able to place it with this triangle ladder hatch. So remove it first and then replace the ladder hatch. If you're still having trouble, you need to upgrade the door frame to metal in front of the furnaces. After you've built the windows, build 3 triangle roof pieces and finish off the ceiling. Don't forget to put a wall frame in this slot with a chain link gate. And if you have the resources, place your turret here. At this point the base will look like this, almost done, we just need to complete the roof now. Make sure you do this on both sides of the base. Now attach triangle roof pieces here. They can stay wood if you want to. They must attach to the window frame below and not the triangle ceiling that you're standing on, otherwise they won't have enough stability. Place more triangle roof pieces on top of these half-height windows. And your roof is pretty much done. Then we can add these turret pods with half-height floors all around. And do the same on the other side of the base. As for windmills, you can put 1 in the center if you're not going to have that many turrets and electrical items. Or alternatively, you can build them on top of these towers. You can make them as high as you like, but of course you'll need more frames for more stability. For the SAM sites, place them in the center and surround them with roof pieces to protect them. Now if you don't have any of the new building skins, or if you're on console and you want to use the grenade gap, you can place a triangle frame here with a roof on it. Do the same again here and that'll open up a gap in the roof. I have no idea why this is a thing, but Rust is a very funny game. So if you made it this far, completed the base. Well done, give yourself a pat on the back, and I'll see you in the next build video. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Cheers.